I'm Kathy Warnick. I'm the president of the Humane Society of Missouri, and it is my very great pleasure this afternoon to welcome Governor Jay Nixon, as well as First Lady Georgianne Nixon and Director of the Missouri Department of Agriculture, Dr. John Hagler, to our headquarters facility. And now I'm going to turn the podium over to Governor Nixon.
The First Lady and I are, my remarks say happy, but kind of excited to be here. And I bring regards from our 6-year-old spaniel, Daniel Boone, who could not make the trip with us today. He sends his regards. And we're also very, very pleased to have with us today Dr. John Hagler, the member of my cabinet, the head of the Department of Agriculture, who has already, in a little under 70 days, shown great leadership for the state. I'd like to thank Kathy and all the rest of the leadership, staff, and volunteers of the Humane Society of Missouri for welcoming us here today. The good people here at the Humane Society, as well as shelters and rescues like it all across our state, are important for us and important partners in our work on animal care. The initiative which I'm here to discuss today, we call inside the operation, it was called Operation Bark Alert. I think John is the father of that particular name, but it would not be successful as it was had it not been without the participation of organizations like this, and I want to thank the Humane Society for its incredible work. Back a couple of months ago when I took office and put my cabinet in place, I had discussions with all of my appointees that headed various departments. Since one of my top priorities is building a government that operates more efficiently, those discussions focused on key areas for improvements in each department. One item that emerged in discussions with Dr. Hagler at the Missouri Department of Agriculture was the need for more conscientious enforcement of our laws and regulations of dog breeders here in the Show Me State. It was clear to me that enough emphasis had not been placed in the past on ensuring that the rules regarding licensing, breeders, and the industry standards, that there had not been enough effort to make sure those standards were followed. There are far too many unlicensed breeders in our state. And as a result, reputable breeders and dogs themselves have suffered. So I asked Director Hagler to come up with a plan that would allow us to make strides to protect animals from unscrupulous pet breeders that had been done in the past. The Missouri Department of Agriculture and the Animal Care Facilities Act program staff responded with the creation of the aforementioned Operation Bark Alert. This initiative combines a renewed focus on inspections and outreach to communities across Missouri to identify pet breeders operating without licenses or in violation of state regulations. In just a short couple of months since the initiation of Bark Alert, the effort has already proven to be a great success. I'm happy to announce that through Bark Alert, the state has facilitated the rescue or voluntary surrender already this year of more than 1,300 individual dogs across our state. The majority of these dogs were found apparently 1,299, which are still trying to be placed. The majority of these dogs were found in bad shape. They were in substandard conditions in facilities run by breeders without licenses. Many were sick, dirty, and without proper veterinary care. But because of enhanced efforts on the part of the Department of Agriculture, rescue organizations across the state, like the Humane Society of Missouri, and engaged members of the community who provide tips, these dogs were removed and changed to better environments. An example. All of you are probably aware of the recent enforcement efforts against an unlicensed breeding operation in Daviess County in northwest Missouri. A breeder there was in possession of more than 100 dogs and several chimpanzees. The animals were kept in poor conditions in violation of state laws. We became aware of the situation, and after officials went to the facility to investigate, the perpetrators fled with many of the dogs. After continued enforcement efforts by the Department of Agriculture and many other partners, these dogs were eventually tracked to other locations where they were surrendered and taken to a safe facility. It is a testament to the success of Operation Bark Alert today that dozens of the dogs that were just days ago in hazardous illegal breeding facility are now here at the Humane Society waiting to be adopted by caring owners. While I'm satisfied that Operation Bark Alert has already had significant success, we will continue to move forward aggressively to enforce state regulations. My administration will work to make sure that breeders doing business in the state of Missouri are licensed and obeying the regulations that protect our animals and reflect, quite frankly, our values as humans and as Missourians.